Okay. Oh. Okay, we're back. Okay. I'd like to introduce now for our second half hour Richard Livingston. Richard is a Republican, and he is running for state senate. Yes. And the election will be on September 14th. Do you have an opponent in the primary?
Yes, I do.
Just the two of you running?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
He's, an incumbent selectman from Canton.
Okay. And then this is Brian Joyce's seat we're talking about. He's a Democrat.
Yes.
And I presume he's seeking re-election. I'm just assuming
yes,
that.
Yes.
And has he got any opposition in his primary? Do you know? Okay.
No, it doesn't.
So between you and the Canton selectman, the winner will take on Brian Joyce?
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
Right.
All right. I want to get some of your background, Richard. What have you done for an occupation, or what kind of experience do you have in government? That type of thing.
I was born and raised in the Neponset section of the city of Boston.
Okay.
And at 14 years of age, I was one of 9 children.
Oh.
And so, you know, as a big family, we couldn't travel to the Cape or what have you.
Right.
And our local beach was closed, so I got involved in trying to have a rally to get it reopened. And at the time, I was like 14 years old. And I was able to bring together a congressman, a mayor, city councilors, state representatives, senators, and the commissioner of the MDC, and they chlorinated the beach and opened it so we were able to swim. And from that point forward, constituent service has been in my blood. It's been something, it's my passion, and I love it. In my school, I was elected to the student council. I became student council president. From there, I was elected to the Eastern Regional Advisory Board for students in New England, and I represented them there.
Graduate of the University of Mass.
I graduated from the, now that's a long story because I ended up getting my bachelor's in legal educational services at the age of 52. I went back to school, part-time nights, and I worked very, very hard to do it.
Wow, excellent.
So, and I'm proud of it. But,
okay, very much so. Now, as far as governmental service, I notice here on your flyer, former Milton town meeting rep for 17 years.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. That's an elective position.
It's a representative town meeting. So
yeah, we had the same thing in Stoughton. So yeah,
I'm well aware of that. I went to your town meeting. I stood outside. I shook hands back. What was it, in March or April? Something.
April, I think. It
I've worn a hole in the shoe. 2 pairs of shoes doing this.
Yeah.
But. It's a representative town meeting. I was elected from Precinct 8 for a number of years, and then I moved over to Precinct 2, and I was continued to be elected to that.
Okay. You held any higher office than that?
No, I have not.
And have you run for any higher office than that, other than this?
No, but my constituent service did fall over into my job, and my co-workers saw what it...
Now, what is your job?
I work doing the payroll at the Signals and Communications for the MassDOT, for the Transportation Authority.
For the Mass what?
Massachusetts DOT. It's now Mass Department of Transportation, the MBTA.
Are you still working with them?
I am 26 years there.
Oh, and you're still there. Yeah. Oh, okay.
It's provided a good resource for my family.
All right. What, do you have children?
Yes, I do. I have a daughter who's 29 and a son who's 23.
Okay, and you're living in Milton now?
Yes, I am.
Born in Boston, though?
Yes.
Okay. What prompts you to, after 17 years as a town meeting rep, to all of a sudden strike out and run for state senator?
Well, you know,
I'm curious.
Constituent service, as I've been saying, I'd like to see this office restored to full-time constituent service. I have no intentions of being, practicing law or, opening an investment or running my own private business or what have you. What I want to do is I want to represent the people of the community.
Would you be a full-time state senator?
Absolutely
So would you quit your job? Is that basically
I would retire from my job December 1st,
yeah.
and I would take on being a full-time.
Okay.
Because I feel right now, the complexities of society today, we have issues going on with the new health care, Medicare questions, veterans questions, a whole host of questions going on today that is going to require a full-time attention. So my thought process, the only thing that's going to be on my radar screen is if Dick Murphy calls me up and says there's an issue in Stoughton,
right. Get on it.
For Marie Gallagher calls me up and says there's a Stoughton problem in Easton.
Yep.
And that's the thing. And I've had so much fun, Dick, traversing these 10 towns.
Oh, good.
It's been wonderful. I've won already from all the people that I've met and that have called me. And
This is can you give us an idea of the parameters of the district now?
Yep.
All of Stoughton would be in your district.
The
And
town,
I think 4 precincts in
yeah.
Easton?
The unfortunate part about the gerrymandering is, as you'll see when I explain it, all of Canton, all of Milton, all of Randolph, all of Stoughton, all of West Bridgewater, 4 out of 8 precincts in Braintree, 2 precincts in Sharon, all of Avon as well.
And 4 in Easton, I think.
1 precinct in East Bridgewater, and 4 in Easton.
Yep.
In the sad commentary, I get asked the question, well, you know, in Braintree, what are you going to do if someone from Braintree let me put it to you this way. I will have been elected to the state senate. I'm a state senator, and any constituent that calls me throughout the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, I will respond to them.
Great.
God rest her soul, my mother had taught us the importance of a thank you note. For anything that people do to you, make sure you respond to it and thank them.
Follow up
so
on
that
it, too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's the toughest part about the job. And I find that that's what's happened here. The follow-up, there's a lot of fall down and no follow-up. They're not coming through with a response to people's constituent
Okay,
plans.
you seem to be saying that you want to be looking at the statewide issues, but also if you're elected state senator, you would be that district that you're in.
Right. No, I would be fine-tuned
you have to be concerned with their issues primarily.
Oh, I understand. But if people in precinct 1 and 2 of Easton have a serious problem with the 40B,
right.
do you think I would turn my back on them? Absolutely not.
No.
They're Easton. And what I would like to see happen, and I would commit myself to this, and I would tell the people in Easton and the towns that have been gerrymandered, I will push in the redistricting, because we're going to have redistricting coming up soon to see that all of East Bridgewater stays East Bridgewater, all of Easton stays Easton. You know what I'm saying? And bring it back to more contiguous districts where the people are the whole town is represented, and instead of this gerrymandering.
Yeah, because when you only have a portion of a town, they're kind of cut out of things, aren't they?
Sure they are, and you know the part of it, it may be job security for the individual to cut up the district.
Yeah.
To me, I have no problem.
You call it gerrymandering, and I guess that's what it is.
Well, it was, you know.
It was, right.
And it's too bad because, you know, I've had fun, speaking to the people all over Easton. When I went to the 40B hearing back in March and April, they came from the whole town, not just my district, so to speak. Okay.
Do you, as a candidate, are you representing any particular special interests in your candidacy, or is this just Dick Livingston out there running?
Right. No, I'm not representing any special interest.
That's what I mean.
You know, I have had a lot of fun. The naysayers don't give me a prayer, but I've been working very, very hard. I've put out thousands upon thousands of pieces of literature.
Okay.
I've knocked on thousands of doors throughout all 10 of the precincts. I've made phone calls. I've had volunteers. And you know what I found the best part about Dick? My family, my friends, and the new acquaintances I've met have been just so fantastic. Good. You know, because there's highs and lows in any campaign.
Oh, yeah.
But they know how to bring you back up.
Yeah.
And they, you know, they sustain you to go forward and fight even harder.
It's a tough trail to
Oh, it certainly is. You know, it's easy to be
that.
the Monday night quarterback and pitch the stones at the guy that's out there running.
You get that right.
But it's been fun. It's been fun.
What prompts you to run now? You are a Republican. I'm just wondering, are you affiliated at all with the Tea Party or that movement? Or I presume you're a conservative.
Yes,
I'm presuming that.
Yeah.
Is that one of the motivating factors in your in deciding to run for state senate?
Because you know,
and there's not too many of them in the state senate, are there? Too many Republicans now?
No, there's only 5.
Five
there's only
out
about
of 40.
5, out of 40.
Okay.
So, but the reason that it brings me to run for the office is not only that, is if you look at what the Tea Party is all about and you look at the Constitution, it should be a citizen's legislator.
Right.
And you know, John Quincy Adams, they came from their farm and they served the government, and then they went back tilling their farms. And you know, I've put in a good service to the public in my job up till now.
I believe that,
and I would like to retire from that and do something that I have a real passion for.
Something meaningful.
Well, responding to people's concerns and doing it, and so return it to a citizen's legislator, constituent service, because I will learn.
Okay.
It's not as if I haven't, you know, written some resolutions.
Okay. You pretty much, I think, have given me the reason. I was wondering why you're doing this. I didn't know if there was some Joyce sentiment in your candidacy, if you know what I'm saying. Or anti-democratic?
No, Dick.
Okay.
You know, and
Okay.
the way I look
Okay.
at it, I'm running a campaign because I'm running for the office.
So you're running a positive campaign.
Right. I've kept a clean campaign.
Good.
I'm not into that. I think, you know why?
Good.
Because the constituents of the 10 towns in this district deserve the dignity and respect of a candidate who's asking for their vote, to not get into the mudslinging and the whisper campaign and all that nasty stuff that has gone on in so many negative campaigns.
Okay.
I've kept a clean campaign, and I'm presenting myself. You know what this is? This is the biggest job interview I have ever had in my whole life.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
And
how true it is. Huh?
And it is.
How
And
true
I
it
look
is.
forward to representing the people, because you know what?
Very good.
They will enjoy me, and they will get work out of me 24/7. I just will do what they ask of me.
And if you are elected, do you believe in a lot of communication with your constituents?
Absolutely, positively. I think that if you have too many balls in the air,
Yeah.
your focus is misdirected or misguided at
True.
times. And
True.
so therefore, the only thing that's going to be on my radar screen is the people of this district. So if I walk into, I don't care if it's West Bridgewater, if it's Easton, if it's Canton, if I walk into a town meeting, I walk into a zoning board, a building, wetlands board, a conservation committee, they're going to know who I'm there representing. I will be there representing the constituents of that district for whatever reason they've asked me to come to that hearing, whether it's for a zoning, whether it's for a variance, what have you.
On your literature here, you've got a little section called issues. Let me just run down them quickly, and any of them that you want to speak to, you don't have to speak to all of them, obviously, but you list under issues, focus on the issues of the citizens, repeal 40B, support local aid, control spending, restore rainy day / stabilization funds, reduce taxes, stimulate job creation. Want to speak to any of those? Or?
Yeah, you know, I can, especially like take for instance 40B.
Yeah.
What I've found with the 40B situation is this: if you want to put a deck on your house, in most of the towns, you have to get the approval of the abutters to the abutters to put the deck on.
Exactly.
But if someone wants to put in a 40B, all your conservation, your wetlands, and your buildings, they're all gone, poof, gone. And I think it has to be restored to the local, fathers, the governing body, to make decisions. And the people should be brought into that process.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm hoping that it'll be repealed at the ballot box.
40B is becoming rather unpopular in these towns,
because
from what I can tell.
A lot of towns have been hit with it. As far as the rainy day fund, do you realize we've gone from $2.1 billion in a rainy day stabilization fund?
It used to be at that amount, you mean?
Right, yes.
Where's
it's now
it
down
at
to
now?
685 million.
Down to 685?
Right, and going lower. And the problem with that is, like, you know, we know what it means to have a good credit rating.
Yep.
Well, if we don't have a good bond rating, and they drop that when we try to go out to hire jobs.
Okay.
Now, take for instance, reduce taxes. A serious review has to be looked at. For instance, I'll use the alcohol tax for example. We just celebrated the anniversary, 1 year anniversary of that alcohol tax that was put into effect.
Right.
Do you realize New Hampshire liquor stores celebrated our anniversary too, because they brought in $15 million in revenue in 1 year.
Okay.
That's jobs. We have 40 breweries in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, small independent breweries.
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
That employ over 100,000 employees. This doesn't create jobs. This takes away jobs. Okay. And so for stimulating jobs, as you were saying earlier, about the track, we closed the track and we laid off 40 people.
Yep.
Now, to me, are their jobs important? You're darn right their jobs are important. And as Senator Morrissey had said earlier, the infrastructure is there to put some slots in. And now,
you sound like you might be in favor of that.
I understand there's a moral question here, but we have to look at the situation here. Even the Republican candidate for governor would support maybe one casino or this or that. The reason for that is this, Dick, and if you don't mind, I just want to expound on it, because jobs, jobs, jobs.
Yeah.
We have 300,000 unemployed in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
Right.
And when I've gone up to people and I'm talking to them, it's not what it is there are people that did not get a Fannie Mae, Freddie Mae loan, but are losing their house. 28% increase in foreclosures in the last 4 months.
Absolutely.
And that's because